Hello and welcome to this, the final of Mastermind 1980. And tonight we're in the historic Porter Tun Room, which was built by the Brewing Company of Whitbreads here in Chiswell Street in the City of London. So let's now find out who is about to become Mastermind 1980. And may I have the first finalist, please? Your name, please.
Ingram Wilcox.
Occupation.
Civil servant.
In the first round, you took the Crusades. In the semi-final, you chose mammals. What is your specialized subject this time?
The Crusades from 1095 to 1192.
Mr. Wilcox, you have 2 minutes on the Crusades, starting now. On Christmas Day, 1100, who was crowned king in Jerusalem?
Godfrey of Bouillon.
No, it was Baldwin of Boulogne. What is the name of the historian, an eyewitness of the First Crusade, who was chaplain to Baldwin of Boulogne?
Raymond of Aguilar.
No, it was Fulcher of Chartres, who preached the main sermon in July 1099 on the Mount of Olives before the Crusaders' assault on Jerusalem.
Arnulf of Choc.
No, it was Peter the Hermit. What great lady accompanied the Aquitanian Crusade of 1101?
Ida of Austria.
Correct. Which city belonged to the Banu Ammar dynasty surrendered to King Baldwin in July 1109?
Tripoli.
Correct. In 1132, what was thought to be the romance that led to a conspiracy against King Fulk of Jerusalem?
Between the Queen and Hugh of Le Puisaye.
Correct. In 1156, who was the new Prince of Antioch who sacked Cyprus?
Reynaud of Châtillon.
Correct. Who was the Egyptian ruler with whom King Amalric made an alliance in 1167?
Shawar.
Correct. In 1186, when Sibylla became Queen of Jerusalem, who was crowned king?
Guy of Lusignan.
Correct. On July the 4th, 1187, Guy of Lusignan was captured and Reynaud of Châtillon was executed. What happened to Raymond of Tripoli?
He died. He went back to Tripoli.
No, he escaped. In the 12th century, the only great prelate born in Palestine was excommunicated by Heraclius and died in Rome. Who was he?
William of Tyre.
Correct. In September 1187, who was the baron who defended Jerusalem against Saladin?
Balian of Ibelin.
Correct. What celebrated mystic did Richard Coeur de Lion visit on his way to the Crusade?
I'll pass.
Which knights occupied the Temple of Solomon as their headquarters?
The Templars.
Correct. What was the official position of the Muslim general Kerbogha?
He was Atabeg of Mosul.
Correct. On June the 3rd, 1098, which besieged city fell to Bohemund through the treachery of the officer in charge of the Tower of the Two Sisters?
Antioch.
Correct. What Latin patriarch of Jerusalem held office twice?
Arnulf of Malacon.
Correct. In 1086, Count Aymeric of Leisingen, I've started so I'll finish. In 1096, Count Aymeric of Leisingen set out on a crusade. What became of his army?
It was annihilated in Hungary.
Correct. And at the end of that round, Mr. Wilcox, you have scored 13 points. You passed on just the one. The celebrated mystic whom Richard Coeur de Lion visited on his way to the Crusades was Joachim de Fiori. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Wilcox. And our second contender, please. Your name, please?
Fred Housego.
Occupation?
Licensed taxi driver.
In the first round, you took Henry II of England. In the semi-final, you chose Westminster Abbey. What is your chosen subject this time?
Tower of London.
Mr. Housego, you have 2 minutes on the Tower of London, starting now. After the locking up ceremony of the keys, where are the keys secured for the night?
Lieutenant's lodgings or the Queen's house as it is now.
Correct. According to tradition, which King of England ended his life presumed murdered in the Wakefield Tower?
Henry VI.
Correct. The Bloody Tower received its present name in the 16th century. By what name was it known before then?
Garden Tower.
Correct. What gift to Henry III from King Louis IX of France required the construction of a separate building within the tower to house it?
An elephant.
Correct. Which king was responsible for the construction of the main stone causeway and drawbridges across the moat?
Edward I.
Correct. Which saint is commemorated by the tower above Traitor's Gate?
St. Thomas of Becket.
Correct. Where, according to John Stowe, do there lie two dukes between two queens, all four beheaded?
The altar St. Peter ad Vincula.
Correct. The keep was not known as the White Tower until the middle of the 13th century. How did it then acquire its name?
It was whitewashed.
Correct. Among the crown jewels, from what famous stone were the four stars of Africa cut?
Cullinan diamond.
Correct. Where were the crown jewels housed at the time of Thomas Blood's attempt to steal them in 1671?
Martin Tower.
Correct. How did the Earl of Nithsdale escape from the tower in 1716?
Dressed as a woman.
Correct. Who was detained in the Tower pending his trial for high treason only 5 years after receiving a knighthood from King George V?
Casement, Roger Casement.
Correct. In its early history, what is the link between the building of the tower and Rochester Cathedral?
Gundulph the monk.
Correct. In the 18th century, which future British Prime Minister spent 6 months imprisoned in the tower?
Walpole.
Correct. Why is a stretch of rampart between the Beauchamp and Bell Towers known as Elizabeth's Walk?
Princess Elizabeth used to exercise there daily during her imprisonment.
Correct. Describe the exhibit known as Henry VIII's walking staff.
It's a long pole with 3 bullet cannon shells at the end.
Correct. Who in 1933 was labelled in the press the officer in the tower?
Pass.
Raleigh was imprisoned in the tower on 3 occasions. What caused his first imprisonment in 1592?
Marriage to Bess Throgmorton.
Correct. The tower used to play a prominent part in the sovereign's coronation festivities. What was this?
They spent the night there before proceeding to Westminster.
Correct. In June 1381, which future sovereign narrowly escaped summary execution by a mob?
Richard II.
Would you like me to finish? By a mob which burst into the tower.
Oh, beg your pardon, Richard II.
No, it was Henry IV. So, at the end of that round, Mr. Housego, you have scored 18 points. You passed on just the one. The man who in 1933 was labelled in the press the officer in the tower was Lieutenant N. Bailey Stewart of the Seaforth Highlanders, who was held in the tower pending court-martial at Chelsea Barracks for a breach in the Official Secrets Act in receiving money from a major in the German Defence Ministry. Mr. Housego, thank you very much. Our third finalist, please. Your name, please.
John Keogh,
Occupation.
postgraduate student.
In the first round, you took the House of Godwin. In the semi-finals, you chose the life and times of King Alfred. What is your chosen specialised subject this time?
The House of Godwin from 1016 to 1066.
Mr. Keogh, you have 2 minutes on the House of Godwin, starting now. What was the name of the wife of King Harold Godwinson?
Edith.
No, it was Ealdgith. Whom did Tostig Godwinson succeed in 1055 as Earl of Northumbria?
Siward.
Correct. What relic was enshrined in the church Harold Godwinson founded at Waltham?
Holyrood.
Correct. In which town, according to the encomium of Emma, did Earl Godwin betray the atheling Alfred to King Harold Harefoot?
Guildford.
Correct. What, according to Walter Map, was the lowly occupation of Earl Godwin's father?
Swinehead.
No, it was a neat herd. What was the name of the King of Scotland to whom Earl Tostig Godwinson is said to have become sworn brother?
Malcolm.
Correct. One version of the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle is clearly hostile towards the House of Godwin. Where was it written?
Winchester.
No, Abingdon. According to Norman legend, who was a minstrel who went ahead of the Norman troops at Hastings singing and juggling with a sword?
Taillefer.
Correct. According to the Abingdon version of the Chronicle, at the mouth of which river did Earl Tostig rendezvous with King Harold Hardrada in 1066?
The Humber.
No, the Tyne. What move did the monks of Christ Church, Canterbury make in 1050 to support Godwin and oppose King Edward?
They elected Alric to be their Archbishop.
Correct. King Harold Hardrada of Norway invaded England with more than 300 ships. How many were needed to return the survivors, according to the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle?
24.
Correct. In 1051, Godwin and his sons demanded the evacuation of a castle built by Osborne Pentecost. Where, according to modern scholarship, was that castle?
Wales.
It's not enough.
Pass.
What was the name of the Bishop Designate of London and associate of Godwin who was expelled from London by King Edward in 1051?
Spearhaven.
Correct. According to the Chronicle, to which convent was Earl Godwin's daughter Eardgith, King Edward's wife, sent after her father's exile in 1051?
Wherewell.
Correct. What was the name of Earl Harold's chaplain who shortly after his consecration as Bishop of Hereford in 1056 led an army against the Welsh?
Iafgar.
Correct. In 1052, why, according to the Chronicle, did the armies of King Edward and Earl Godwin decide not to fight each other?
Because they thought that the best men from both sides would die and the king would be open to invasion.
Correct. Which Norman knight was instructed by William the Conqueror to bury King Harold on the shore at Hastings? And you may answer.
William Mallet.
William Mallet is right. And at the end of that round, Mr. Keogh, you have scored 12 points. You passed on one, the castle built by Osborne Pentecost, whose evacuation was demanded in 1051, was, according to modern scholarship, in Ewis Harold, or Valley Dore, Golden Valley in Herefordshire. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Keogh. And our fourth finalist, please. Your name, please.
Samuel Mortimer,
Occupation.
civil servant.
In the first round, you took the history of Stonehenge. In the semi-final, you chose Napoleon's campaign in Russia. What is your choice for this final?
The life and works of Joseph Haydn.
Mr. Mortimer, you have 2 minutes on the life and works of Joseph Haydn starting now. What was the maiden name of Haydn's wife?
Maria Anna Keller.
Correct. Whom did Haydn succeed as Kapellmeister to Prince Esterhazy at Eisenstadt?
Vigor Werner.
Correct. In 1775, for what charitable institution in Vienna did Haydn conduct his oratorio Il Ritorno di Tobia?
Tonkunst la Societat.
Correct. Which famous composer dedicated 6 of his quartets to Haydn?
Mozart.
Correct. What is the original name given to the so-called Nelson Mass?
Pass.
Who was the famous singing teacher for whom Haydn worked in his early years in Vienna as an accompanist and unofficial valet?
Porpora.
Correct. What was the name of the organization in Paris for which Haydn wrote 6 symphonies in 1785 and 6, which became known as the Paris Symphonies?
The Conseil de la Loge Olympique.
Correct. What was the rarely played instrument favored by King Ferdinand of Naples, which Haydn featured in some notturni in 1790?
Lira Organizzata.
Correct. For what misdemeanor was Haydn expelled from St. Stephen's Choir School?
Cutting off a pigtail.
Correct. The string quartet, Opus 76, number 3, contains variations of another work by Haydn. What is this better-known work?
The Emperor's Hymn.
Correct. What was the name of the concert promoter who brought Haydn to London in late 1790?
Salomon.
Correct. Who wrote the German version of the libretto of The Creation?
Van Swieten.
Correct. Why is the Symphony number 82 known as the Bear?
It contains a kind of rustic dance known as the bear.
I'll accept that. Who was the wife of Prince Nicholas Esterhazy's physician who received Haydn as a friend?
Schroeter.
No, it was Marianne von Gensinger. What is the title of Haydn's last opera from which extracts were later published as Orfeo ed Eurydice?
Pass.
What was unusual about the trumpet for which Haydn wrote his concerto in E-flat?
It was a keyed trumpet.
Correct. For which country did Haydn compose a national march in 1802?
Hungary.
Correct. For what occasion was the original version of the 7 words of Our Saviour on the Cross written?
Holy Week in Seville.
No, it was a 3-hour service on Good Friday in Cadiz. Haydn composed his string quartets, Opus 33, in 1781. To whom are they dedicated? And you may answer.
Johann Toast.
No, it's the Grand Duke Paul of Russia, later Tsar Paul II. And at the end of that round, Mr. Mortimer, you have scored 14 points. You passed on 2. The original name given to the so-called Nelson Mass was the D minor Mass, or the Missa in Angustis, and the title of Haydn's last opera, from which extracts were later published as Orfeo ed Eurydice, is L'Anima del Filosofo. Thank you very much, Mr. Mortimer. Well, that brings us to the end of this first round of the final of Mastermind 1980, the round of specialised subjects. And if we glance at the scoreboard, in second position on 14, Samuel Mortimer there, but in the lead with by 4 points at the end of this first round on 18 points is London cabbie Fred Housego. On now to the second round, the round of general knowledge questions, the round that usually sorts out the men from the boys. And may I go straight into it and call on the first finalist again, please. Civil servant from Bath took the Crusades. Ingram Wilcox lying in third place with 13 points after the first round. Your general knowledge questions starting now. Name one of the 3 parts of Dante's Divine Comedy.
Paradiso.
Correct. What's the name of the sea that separates Egypt from Saudi Arabia?
Red Sea.
Correct. With which musical instrument is Sidonie Goossens particularly associated?
Cello.
No, the harp. Blitzkrieg is a name given to a sudden, swift, large-scale offensive warfare. What's the literal meaning of blitzkrieg?
Lightning War.
Correct. What's a society of which George Bernard Shaw and H.G. Wells were members and which was named after a Roman general?
Fabian.
Correct. What's the name of Brunel's suspension bridge which spans the Avon Gorge near Bristol?
Clifton.
Correct. In what part of the human body is a coccyx bone?
The base of the spine.
Correct. A conservative organisation called the Primrose League was founded in 1883 in memory of a former Prime Minister. Who was he?
Pass.
Teal, widgeon and mandarin are varieties of which type of bird?
Duck.
Duck is correct. In Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, the Prince of Aragon chose a silver casket. Which of Portia's suitors chose a golden one?
Bassonia.
No, the Prince of Morocco. Which Dutch city was the birthplace of the painter Rembrandt?
Delft.
No, Leiden. Zapatadeo, stop the watch for 2 seconds. A zapatadeo, a jota, and a fandango are all forms of what?
Dance.
Correct. In which building in Oxford are most degrees conferred?
Sheldonian.
Correct. In December 1940, who succeeded Viscount Halifax as British Foreign Secretary?
Pass.
In the world of antiques, what is the French word used to describe an ornamental receptacle or stand used for displaying plants?
Jardinier.
Correct. By what name is a plant Helleborus niger or black hellebore commonly known?
Christmas rose.
Correct. In the world of horses, what is a pelham?
Pony.
No, it's a bit for a pelham bridle. Which fictional barrister at law created by John Mortimer has been portrayed by Leo McKern on television and Maurice Denham on radio?
Rumpole.
Correct. A Florentine statesman in the early 1500s wrote Il Principe, advocating political principles of expediency, craftiness and duplicity. Who was he?
Machiavelli.
Correct. Born in Switzerland in 1741, a close friend of Sir Joshua Reynolds, she became one of the first royal academicians. Who was she?
Pass.
What relation to King Henry I to his predecessor, William Rufus? And you may answer. What relation was King Henry I to his predecessor, William Rufus?
Brother.
He was his younger brother, correct. At the end of that round, Mr. Wilcox, you have scored 27 points. You passed on 3. The Conservative organisation called the Primrose League, founded in 1883, was founded in memory of Disraeli. And in December 1940, Viscount Halifax was succeeded as British Foreign Secretary by Anthony Eden. And the lady who was born in Switzerland in 1741, a close friend of Sir Joshua Reynolds, who became one of the first Royal Academicians, was Angelica Kaufmann. Thank you very much, Ingram Wilcox. Our second finalist, please, again. Licensed taxi driver from Rickmansworth, works from the rank at Heathrow Airport. Fred Housego took the Tower of London in the lead with 18 points after the first round. Your general knowledge question starting now. In September this year, several British tourists returning from Benidorm developed a type of pneumonia. What's a common name for this disease?
Lassa fever.
No, Legionnaire's disease. Where in London is the headquarters of the Passport Office?
Petit France.
Correct. Which British boxer successfully defended his world lightweight title for the 4th time in November this year?
Watts.
Jim Watt, I'll accept that. To which family does a caribou belong?
Moose.
No, it's
Or
North
pig.
American deer. Who wrote the adventure novels The Call of the Wild and White Fang?
Pass.
Who was the man who overthrew General Batista in January 1959?
Castro.
Correct. The Parsis are descended from Zoroastrians who fled from Persia in the 8th century. In which country did most of them settle?
India.
Correct. What's the name of the opera by Beethoven in which Leonora, Florestan and Rocco appear?
Fidelio.
Correct. Which former cabinet minister has recently published a book of his own photographs and reminiscences?
Healy.
Correct. What was the chemical element that Henry Cavendish called inflammable air?
Fluon.
No, it was hydrogen. In which English county was the Battle of Bosworth Field fought in 1485?
Leicestershire.
Correct. Until 1968, who was responsible for the censorship of new plays before their public performance?
Lord Chamberlain.
Correct. During the 1920s, speakeasies flourished in the United States. What was a speakeasy?
Illicit drinking parlours.
Correct. At which Cambridgeshire airfield does the Imperial War Museum maintain a collection of historic aircraft?
Donington.
No, it's Duxford. The highest peak in New Zealand is named after a famous British navigator. Who was he?
Cook.
Correct. Thomism is a name given to the doctrine of which medieval philosopher?
Thomas Aquinas.
Correct. Which city is the administrative centre for the region of Grampian?
Durham.
No, Aberdeen. Which meteorological quantity is measured with an anemometer? Anemometer.
Air pressure.
No, it's wind speed. What sport is played by the Montreal Canadiens and the New York Rangers?
Ice hockey.
Correct. Who was Commander-in-Chief of the British Army in France from 1915 until the end of the First World War?
Haig.
Correct. In grams, what is the maximum weight for a first-class inland letter that can be sent for 12 pence?
4 grams.
No, it's 60. If St. John the Evangelist is represented by an eagle, what is the symbol of St. Mark?
A lion.
Correct. What is remarkable... I've started, so I'll finish. What is remarkable about the church at Greenstead near Ongar in Essex?
Wooden walls. Anglo-Saxon wooden walls.
Anglo-Saxon log church is correct. And at the end of that round, Mr. Housego, you have scored 33 points. You passed on just the one. The author of the adventure novels The Call of the Wild and White Fang was Jack London. Fred Housego, thank you very much. And our third finalist again, please. Postgraduate student at Liverpool University, John Keogh, took the House of Godwin, lying in fourth place with 12 points after the first round. Your general knowledge question starting now. Who wrote The Diary of a Young Girl, which recorded her experiences whilst hiding from the Nazis in Amsterdam?
Anne Frank.
Correct. Which company gradually gained control of India from the middle of the 18th century until administration was transferred to the British Crown in 1858?
East India Company.
Correct. Which is the longest river in Scotland?
Tay.
Correct. What's the name of the 14th century Italian masterpiece of 100 stories represented as having been told in 10 days?
The Decameron.
Correct. In a spin dryer, what's the name of the force that pulls the clothes to the sides of the tub as it spins?
Centrifugal.
Correct. Birkbeck College is part of which British university?
Oxford.
No, London. Which organ of the body is inflamed if one has hepatitis?
The kidneys.
No, the liver. Which Soviet leader resigned on 23rd October this year?
Gromyko.
No, Kosygin. With which art form is the word terpsichorean associated?
Dance.
Correct. What is measured in declination and right ascension?
Airspeed.
No, the position of stars in the sky. What were the Christian names of the artist Rubens?
Peter.
The names.
Paul.
Peter Paul is right. Which Home Secretary sent several hundred police to the Rhondda at the time of the Tony Pandy riots in 1910?
Churchill.
Correct. Which weapon system is to replace the Royal Navy's submarine-launched Polaris missiles?
Trident.
Correct. What was the Palladium in Troy?
It was a theatre.
No, it was a statue of Pallas Athene. What name was given to the communist military forces of the National Liberation Front of South Vietnam who fought in the 1960s and 70s?
Comforce.
No, the Viet Cong. Did you say the Cong Force?
No.
In Shakespeare's King Lear, what is the name of the Duke of Gloucester's illegitimate son?
Edmund.
Edmund is right. In British history, what relation was Charles II to James II?
They were brothers.
Correct. In which North American game is a fieldsman called a shortstop?
American football.
No, baseball. If a metal is described as ductile, what does it mean?
It's able to be shaped easily.
I'll accept that. It's malleable. According to the biblical book of Revelation, on which island was St. John when he had his prophetic visions?
Kos.
No, Patmos. From Port Moresby is the capital of which independent state in the Pacific Ocean?
New Guinea.
Correct. Papua New Guinea. Which radioactive element is named after the Scandinavian god of thunder?
Thorium.
Thorium is right. And at the end of that round, Mr. Keogh, your score has gone up to 26 points with no passes. Thank you very much. And our fourth finalist again, please. Civil servant from Watford, working in London, Samuel Mortimer. He was lying in second place, having taken the life and works of Joseph Haydn on 14 points. Your target to beat is 33. Your general knowledge question starting now. Tunisia and Morocco were two of the 5 states visited by the Queen in October this year. Name one of the others.
Algeria.
Correct. A samovar is a tea urn. What's its country of origin?
Russia.
Correct. What's the name of the dark brown pigment found in skin that protects it from harmful ultraviolet rays?
Pass.
Who was responsible for the foundation of the Metropolitan Police Force in 1829 and reformed the Code of Criminal Law?
Peel.
Correct. To which city or university does the word Cantabrigian refer?
Cambridge.
Correct. Complete this quotation from the Fitzgerald translation of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. The moving finger writes...
And having writ moves on.
Correct. What's the name of the river which forms a large rice-growing delta in the south of Vietnam?
Mekong.
Correct. Of which church did the poet John Donne become dean in 1621?
St. Paul's.
Correct. Mount Vernon, Virginia, which is now preserved as a national monument, was the home of which American president?
Washington.
Correct. Bouillabaisse is a type of food that's particularly associated with Provence. What is it?
Fish soup.
Correct. On what might you find a quillon, a tang, and a hilt?
Sword.
Correct. Who was the Italian composer of the opera Lucia di Lammermoor?
Donizetti.
Correct. The Howard League is concerned with what?
Penal reform.
Correct. In which English county was the Battle of Naseby fought in 1645?
Northamptonshire.
Correct. The two women that Dean Swift wrote of as Stella and Vanessa in actual life shared the same first name. What was it?
Esther.
Correct. What's the meaning of the word pneumatic as in pneumatic drill?
Driven by air.
Correct. 3 French artists painted pictures called The Swing. Lancret and Renoir are 2. Who was the third?
Fragonard.
Correct. The opening words of of a Latin hymn are Stabat Mater. What is the literal meaning of Stabat Mater?
Mother stood.
Correct. And isohyet is a line on a weather map. What's it indicate?
Equal temperature.
No, equal rainfall. One of the original 13 states of the USA, it's sometimes known as a Bay State. What's its name?
Maryland.
No, Massachusetts. In Blake's poem, what line follows to see a world in a grain of sand?
Pass.
Stum and must are two names for what substance?
Perfume.
No, incompletely fermented grape juice. On the London Stock Exchange, what is the meaning of the so-called put option?
Pass.
In August, a veteran actor who starred in radio performances of Winnie the Pooh, Toy Town, and more recently as Colonel Danby in The Archers died. Who was he?
Pass.
And at the
Leave it
end
to-
of
leave it
that
to
round, Mr. Mortimer, your score has soared to 31 points. And in that round, you passed on 4. The name of the dark brown pigment found in skin that protects it from harmful ultraviolet rays is melanin. And in Blake's poem, the line that follows to see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower. On the London Stock Exchange, the meaning of a so-called put option is that it confers a right to sell shares within a stated period at a predetermined price. And the veteran actor who died in August, who starred as Winnie the Pooh in Toy Town and in The Archers, was Norman Shelley. Samuel Mortimer, thank you very much and congratulations. So that brings us to the end of the second round, and a splendidly fought round it was too. If we look at the scoreboard, we will see who the winner was. In 4th place on 26 points, John Keogh. In 3rd place on 27, Ingram Wilcox. In 2nd place on 31, Samuel Mortimer. But this year's Mastermind 1980 on 33 points is London cabbie Fred Housego. And now all that really remains for me to do is to thank the authorities here at the Porter Tun Room for their marvellous cooperation, and also to say a big thank you to all the contenders who have had the bravery, the tomfoolery to put themselves in that dreaded black chair, because I now know what it feels like myself. And on behalf of everyone here on Mastermind, may I wish you all at home the compliments of the season. And with that, until next year, from Mastermind here in the City of London, it's goodbye.
Well, love 'em or loathe 'em, the London cabbie gets right to the heart of the capital as a special arena discovers in 15 minutes. And BBC4's Cab Night continues in a moment with Jeremy Clarkson behind the wheel.
They were among the first to capture the world in a new light,
They were looking for an exotic world.
and the last to see it through such an innocent lens.
The world of the late 1930s was a world in turmoil.